Well, good evening, everyone. Good to be in your companies once again. This is your friend, Bishop elect Edlin Scott, and I'm really excited to be in your companies once again with this powerful broadcast called Phenomenal Leadership. So, I'd like for you right now to reach out to your friends, let them know that I am live on Facebook, and of course, I'm live on YouTube. And so I'd like for you to join me for the next 30 minutes or so as we get into some leadership skills and help you sharpen your skills as a leader. What are we going to talk about? Tonight on the broadcast, I'm going to be talking about why do you do what you do? Why do you do what it is that you do? This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a really good one. And so I want you to reach out to as many of your friends as you can and let them know about the broadcast, and so they can be a recipient, they can benefit from some of the things that I'm going to be sharing over the next 30 minutes. So reach out to somebody, let them know that Bishop Scott is live with Phenomenal Leadership, and he's talking about why do you do what you do. Now, you really want to know where I'm going with this, and so you want to hang in there. This could go in all kind of different directions, but I want to channel it in one direction. Have you ever had something strange done to you? In a good kind of sense. Something strange. Someone done something really strange to you, or kind of weird, like kind of eye-opening to you. And you think to yourself, I wonder why they did what they did. But you never really popped the question. That's the road I'm going down tonight. I'm going to go down that road tonight. Why do you do what you do? Stay tuned for this very powerful broadcast. I'm sure it's going to be a blessing in your life. Hey, those of you, my friends in Florida, from Miami to Palm Beach, even as far as Fort Pierce, if you are in need of a breakthrough, a miracle, is there a word from the Lord? Then are you ready for a miracle? I want you to join me. I'm going to be three nights at the Wine Worship Center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Actually in Sunrise, Florida, 6210 West Oakland Park, Sunrise, Florida. That's July 29th, 30th, and 31st, that weekend. The final weekend in July, I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale, in the Fort Lauderdale area, 6210 West Oakland Park, Sunrise, Florida. Is there a word from the Lord? Salvation, healing, deliverance, breakthrough. 3 days of mighty revival services with Pastor Sharon and Reverend Willie Brown there in Fort Lauderdale area. So from Miami all the way up to Fort Pierce, I want you to let us all meet on the old campground. I'm really excited about the services. I'm really looking forward to declaring some things that God has placed in my spirit. Listen, I believe that some of you have hit a hard place. You've hit a really hard place. And I believe that God has chose these 3 nights to get you out of that hard place, that rough place. You're in a strange place. And so I want you to come on out for those 3 nights in July 29th, 30th, and 31st at the Wine Worship Center, 6210 West Oakland Park Boulevard. Be there in the service with me. God is really blessing in a tremendous way. God is blessing in a tremendous way. There are so many things that's going on, and really there are good things that are going on in my life, and I really appreciate what God is doing and what He's continuing to do. I like what I see God doing. And the Bible says that they that shall wait upon the Lord, he shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings of eagle. They shall run and they will not get weary. And I'm really excited about the turn of events that's going on in my life. And I'm the kind of pastor like this. I believe like pastor like people. I don't believe that God is going to be doing it in the pulpit and not doing it in the pews. That doesn't make no sense. See, the Bible says, I wish above all that thou mayest prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prospers. And so, if the pulpit alone is being blessed, and then the pews are not being blessed, then the church really is not blessed. If the pews are being blessed, people in the pews are being blessed, and then the pulpit is not being blessed, then the church really is still a little off balance. But when every one of us is coming to full circle, then I believe that really spells for a healthy church. And so I'm really excited. I'm really excited, friends. I'm excited. This past Father's Day, this is how I felt. This is how I felt. And I could be wrong, but like I oftentimes tell people, once I can sleep at nights, then I feel a little better. And so I wanted to cook for the group that we meet together at Morning Glory. We've been meeting for 14 years, and so I've never done it before. And so I cooked for them on this past Father's Day morning, and it really was a blessing. I really thank God so much for everyone that really took part in it. Leadership is service. Leadership is service. Leadership is all about service. And so if you are a leader and you're not willing to serve, you're not a leader. You're not a leader. And so I really enjoyed that absolute fellowship with the saints. And we had a wonderful time. Now, today really had a really great time. My wife is the principal at a new school. I've actually been there for about 2 years or so, a little more. And she had a first face-to-face graduation, and I was there with her. And really enjoyed myself at St. Agnes Anglican Church today. Their commencement exercises was there at that church, and really, really nice. I keep saying, I just absolutely love the staff at Woodcock Primary. Excellent group of people, and they really made it happen. The two moderators, they really, really, really blessed me. They blessed me in such a special way, and I really enjoyed them. I really, truly enjoyed them. And everything went really, really well, really well. The kids performed at really an excellent level. All right. Now, I'm celebrating my birthday on July the 3rd. July the 3rd. In fact, my birthday is June 30th. But the Sunday after June 30th will be the 3rd. The 3rd. So I'm celebrating my birthday. Hey, y'all. I'm celebrating my birthday. It's June 30th. It's my birthday. And then I'm doing a church service. That's what I do. That's what I do. Church is what I do. And so I'm celebrating on July 3rd. So those of you that can, come, listen, come. You need to come be my very special guest. Come be my very special guest on July 3rd. July 3rd. You can be my very special guest in that service there at Voice of Deliverance. It's going to be 7 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, as we always do. All right, let me jump right into our teaching tonight. Let me jump right into our teaching tonight. Because I noticed my tablet, I'm running out of battery life. And so let me just jump right into the teaching. So I'm going to be blazing through it as fast as I can because I'm watching I got 18% on my battery life. All right? Why do you do what you do? A lot of us recognize something is done. A lot of us recognize what is done. But we don't understand why it is done. See, a lot of us recognize something definitely has happened. Yeah, something definitely has happened. And we know, we can see what is happening or what has happened. but we don't know why it has happened. Let me tell you a little story. A couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, or no more than 2 weeks ago, I reached out to some of my friends and I said to them, I needed something. I needed them to do something for me. And so I told them what I wanted done, and they went out and they did what I said that I needed done. I wasn't quite specific on what needed to have been done. And so in one case, there was a choice. There was a choice between black and white, just simple black and white. And so one of my friends went out, they got the white one, and they said, no, Bishop is a man. And being a man, Bishop probably gonna really mess. The white just ain't gonna sit well with him. The black can kind of take a little more wear and tear. And so they drove back and returned the item and just changed it over for a different color. And to me, right, that said a whole lot to me. That said a whole lot to me. And the thought that came to my mind was, why? Okay, I know something was done. I know what it is that was done, but I didn't know why, what would drive them to want to really absolutely make me happy. And then another one, I sent in another one. I told them what I needed. And rather than getting the one that I said I needed, they got me a much better one than the one that I've asked about. And so again, it brings a question to my mind. And the question in my mind is, why? 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 And see, a lot of times all of us have that question. Why? 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 But we don't never say to the person why it is that you do what you do. I'm not going to call the person name, but there's somebody that means a whole lot to me. A whole lot to me. And so this afternoon, around about 6 o'clock, I was talking with somebody, or maybe later than 6. But it was just before I started to prepare and get ready for my teaching. I was talking, and they said to me, why do you like this person? Why is this person so meaningful to you? Right? And then I led them through some things that they did and they are doing. And so they says, oh, I understand why. I see why this person means that to you. Right? For the past weeks, we've been talking about Fred, being afraid. Fred is that person that believes that everybody is important. Fred is that person that believes that everybody should strive for excellence. Fred is that one that believes give everybody that opportunity. And so, as we were talking about Fred, my question is, what is it? Why is Fred Fred? Why did Jesus stay on the cross when he could have come down? Jesus could have come down off the cross, but he stayed there. Why did Jesus deal with people that had no respect for him? Why did he give his life for them? And they had absolutely no respect for him. They had no love for him. They had no care for him. But yet he went through the entire plan of salvation. And that brings something to my mind. I want you to stay with me in July. In July, the Lord has placed in my spirit to talk about salvation. Salvation. A lot of people come to church, but they're not saved. A lot of people are good people, but they're not saved. So I'm going to be talking about salvation, how to get it, what it is, the power of the blood. It's in my spirit. It's heavy upon me. And so I'm going to be talking about it. I may not be talking about it in phenomenal leadership, but I'm most definitely, it's my preaching. My Morning Glory preaching is going to be about salvation. Because Jesus is coming. He's on his way. and he's coming back for a ready church. The Bible says without spot, wrinkle, or blemish. All right? So, what made him stay on the cross? Why? Why did you allow them to lie on you? Why did you take the blame for a lie when you really did nothing? Why did Jesus allow them to spit on him? Why did he allow them to crucify him? If he could think about this now. He had the power to speak to the wind and the wave, peace be still, and that stopped. He passed a fig tree and said, you ain't gonna be here no more, you're gonna die. It withered away. He told Peter, go to the seashore and open the fish mouth, and there's money there. He turned water into wine. So I refuse to believe that he could not have come down off the cross. He could not have stopped the crucifixion. He could have stopped it. But what made him stay there? And so my question to you is, if you're going to be afraid, then there must be a reason why. All right? Watch this now. The things that we do for people, really doesn't bring no humongous reward to us. I have a whole lot of things that I have to do between now, the end of the month, and flowing right into July. There's a lot of things. And so someone said to me, Pastor, why don't you just stop? Why don't you just rest and do all these other things? But I'm going to tell you, there's something in me that just knows that you can't get, you must always be treated at a high level. You must always be treated at a certain way. So the things that I have to do, there is a level. The Queen Elizabeth was not able to travel, but she sent someone that could really represent her. And so, because you are a royal priesthood, a peculiar people, a holy nation, there's a level that you deserve. And so, being afraid that cares about everybody, it's an extraordinary job that doesn't offer an extraordinary pay. But the pay is not the why we do what we do. The pay is not why I'm here with you on Tuesday. Probably not going to be on Thursday because we're ending our camp meeting. So Tuesday, today is probably going to be the only time I'm going to talk to you. Saturday, I got a funeral. I'm preaching on Friday. On Saturday, I got a funeral. I got 2 funerals on Saturday, so I won't be doing the Morning Glory Saturday. But it's not the extraordinary pay. It's not going to make me rich or famous. What I do is not going to make me rich or famous. But it feels good doing it, even though there's no reward. All right? So, what makes you do it? What makes you do it? All right? Now, here's the thing. Freds believe that do good and you'll feel good. When you do good to people, it just makes you feel good. I tell my wife all the time, I say, I love an opportunity to help somebody because it just makes me feel good. We were driving on Saturday. I did a wedding on Saturday. And so we were driving, coming from on the airport road, coming home. And as we were coming home, we were killed for time for the wedding. And as I drove, I saw 2 ladies standing on the side of their car. It was in the neighborhood. I saw 2 ladies standing on the side of the car. And so, I don't know, I just pulled up behind them. I said, ladies, how's everything going? So they said, you have a problem. You have a flat tire. So I jump out of my truck. And those of you that know me, I'm always dressed. Most of the time, I'm always dressed. So I was dressed. And so I got out of my car and I went there, changed the tire. My wife said, do you know what time it is? I said, yeah, man, this ain't gonna take long. And I jumped out of my car. I changed their tire. I said, do you have someone come and check in on you? They said, no. There's some people passed, but nobody stopped. And so, well, I dealt with the tire, changed the tire, boom, 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 and put the spare tire in the car, fix it up, and I walked to the back and said, "You're gonna be all right now?" They said, "Yes." I said, "God is good," and I was on my way, and we did what we did. Um, I don't know. It just felt good. And so when I went back in the car, I began to clean off my hand. I took the hand sanitizer to clean off my hand, and I just felt muscles, man. I just felt it was just a good feeling because I helped somebody's mother. I helped somebody's sister. I helped somebody that I didn't know. It's easy to stop and help people that you know. But I just randomly, I wasn't going to leave those ladies on there stranded. I just had to do it. So and it was one of those little cars. That's a little car, and so I had to kneel down in my trousers on the ground, but I did it. I love it. See, what makes you do it is it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good when you put clothes on somebody. It makes you feel good when you feed somebody. It makes you feel good when somebody else is on the receiving end. You know? See, we like it like this. We like to be the one getting it. You know, what you offer me, what you bring for me, what you carry for me. But for someone else to be on the receiving end, man, that just doesn't put a rush. That put a rush in you. That just makes you feel good. I was talking to my friend from Florida, and they were telling me how they just was packing up some things to send off to one of the islands, and I listened to the excitement in their voice. Boy, and I mean, they was just excited about the fact that I got my barrels packed. It's ready to go. It's ready to be shipped out, and there was such an excitement in their voice. What makes you do it? The thing that makes you do it is the good feeling that you get. Man, the good feeling that you get at the end of the day when you would have helped somebody. After I finished feeding the folk, listen, my back just felt like it was separating. Now I know I really preach on Sunday, God, and I guess I preached because God really came down upon me and took away that tightness, but I felt like my back was separating from my hip. I was in pain. But when I saw the smile on the faces, for years, the same kitchen crew, they cook over and over and over again. I said to them, you all sit down. I want to feed you all. You all sit down. I want to take care of you. And so I did my thing. And so do good and you'll feel good. Some people have to feel good before they do good. And that really is the wrong motive, because that's not going to work. Now, watch this now. All right, so I'm doing a little good with my time. Watch this. People that when you think about why they do what they do, here's one thing that motivates them. When you're the best. When you go to a restaurant, you want the best person to serve you. When you go to a restaurant, you want the best cook to be on that shift. You want the best, don't you? Okay, so the best do not rest. People that serve you, people that has that Fred mentality, they are their biggest critic. They are the one that pushes themselves. Have you ever noticed when you're trying to help somebody, you have to help them at their convenience, you know, how they want it done. And but Freds understand the feeling that you get by doing what you do. Watch this now. You got to be your biggest critic. You got to be the one to push yourself. You got to be the one to tell yourself, hey, you can do better. And just goes on and on and on. there is a tremendous need in that giver for to accomplish as much as they can accomplish every day. And that's how I go about it. I want to get in as much as I can. I want to maximize my day right out. Now, I tell my wife this all the time. I say, listen, I know when I'm tired. I really know when I'm tired. And not because I say that I'm tired means that I am true. You just can't make it. You know, you just get tired, but then when you find the thing that you like, it brings energy to your life. I was signing some passport pictures for a young girl that's coming out of school. So I said to her, I said, listen, whatever career path you choose, make sure it is the career path that brings the most smile to your life. That makes you happy. You don't want to do a job that really doesn't make you happy. You don't want to be in a relationship that doesn't make you happy. And so whatever job you do, make sure that the ones that brings absolute smile to your life, make sure that's the one that just energizes you. And so no matter how I'm doing, whenever I get on Phenomenal Leadership or Morning Glory, I just get energy from somewhere. Because I love doing it. Just love doing it. So, why do they do what they do? Why do they seem like their day is longer than everybody else's day? Why do they cram so much into a day? Right? They have a need to accomplish. They have a need that no time of the day should be wasted. You don't waste time, right? Here's what's important. Here's what's important. And the more I read, the more I research, the more I study, the more I find that it's like I'm always saying the same thing over and over again. Because you know what? The principles are the same. No matter where you read it from, the principles are the same. There are people, and this is why it's important for the best to never rest. That's why it's important for the best to never rest. Now I know my phone gonna blow up a lot after this. And a lot of people, you're gonna critique me and figure, but try to see where I'm going, right? Let me show you why it's important for the best to never rest, right? Because you will take care of people who don't always know that you've done something for them. You will find yourself taking care of people who do not always know what you've done for them. Now, here's the thing. If I'm taking care of someone who don't know what I've done for them, then watch this now. If I don't give them my best, that's not going to be a bad thing. That's going to be a really bad thing because everybody deserves your best. You hear that, my friend? Everybody deserves your best. So you cannot get crazy. When you get crazy, you're not displaying your best. So there are people you got to take care that don't always know what you've done for them. But even if nobody else knows, you know. Did you get that? Okay, so you did something for somebody. You dropped some groceries off at somebody's house, right? They don't know who dropped it. But you know whether you gave them your best. And that's what blessed me. That's what blessed me when my friends brought some things to me. I knew that exceeded my expectations, and I knew that it was the best. Now, they didn't know, but I knew. So, when you do things for people, even if they do not know, you know whether or not you did your best. Right? Watch the contrast between Cain and Abel. All right? Cain gave just to be given. Abel gave the best. Abel gave the best. And God rewarded Abel's best. But he didn't reward Cain, just did something. And so, I tell people this all the time. When you give your offering, as you give your offering, you should look at it. You look at your offering in your hand. If you're not satisfied with it, then chances are God is not going to be satisfied. But when you are satisfied with it, what you're doing, is that your absolute best? The only person going to know whether that's your best is you. And so I want to say this to my friends that went out of their way. I declare, and not only am I declaring this over their life, but every person that ever blessed me, every person that ever done anything for me, I am declaring a supernatural blessing upon your life because you've done your best. Rebeki Shandarabahusa, Roboboko Shandarabaya, Rebibiki Shatarabandarabahusa. And I'm declaring a reboot in 2022 in your life because you've done your best. Now, I wondered why. I was just in the revival at our church. And God challenged me to challenge the people, and I challenged them. And those that accepted the challenge, I'm declaring over your life. I'm declaring over your life a supernatural reboot because you've done your best. I had a family that sent me an offering for Father's Day. I had a family that sent me an offering for Father's Day. I got two offerings for Father's Day. But this family that sent me, they got around with their sisters and their children, they sent me an offering for Father's Day. I'm declaring a blessing over your life because you've done your best. And the reason why I say they've done their best, because they old people, they senior citizens, so they're not working, but they made a sacrifice. And so they've done their best. After graduation, I told my wife, I said, let me take you out for lunch. And so I took her out for lunch. And as we went out for lunch, she started to not feel well. So I said, anyhow, let's just grab something and then I'll probably take you home because you're not feeling well. And so we stopped at a restaurant. And she said, why this one? I just felt that one. I don't know. I just felt like that one. There's another one I want to go to, but I just felt like that one because I said, okay, I want to take her home. So we went in there, and to our surprise, I met a friend of mine's in there. And by the time as we were finished eating, they came and sat at our table. They said, I got you. Just like that. I'm declaring over your life. I'm declaring over your life. See, when people do their best, God in heaven will reward them. And so I'm declaring to every person, under the sound of my voice, that have done their best, there is a reward, there is a blessing for you. And I'm speaking it over your life. You may be in the darkest place at this moment. You may be in a dark room at this moment. But I'm declaring Randarabohosa over your life. I always keep the envelopes. Whenever someone bless me and it's in an envelope, I always keep the envelope. And I keep it for a little while. I don't get rid of them. I keep them for a little while. Because I believe even though God will bless you now, the devil will try to steal it. So I continue praying over it. God asked me to challenge 22 people. 22 people. And I challenged 22 people with a seed. And I declared I'm declaring over their life. I'm declaring over their life because of the best. I don't. This is not a part of my notes, but I guess this is the way the Lord is taking me. And because this year is 2022, you need a reboot now. I can't wait till next year. I need it now. I need it now. And so I'm declaring over everybody's life that did their best. And so sometimes you're going to do for people that don't even know that you do. But you know, Francis, you know, that's your best. You know you've done your best, Claudette. You know. See, That's the bottom line. See, how do I sleep at nights when I know that I've not done my best? Yeah. You don't need to tell me thank you. You don't need to tell me I appreciate you. I just need to know that I have done my best. Ma yamandarabahosa. Glorababaka shandarabahosa. So you have to know. So your personal commitment to do your best is very, very important. All right? So you got to take the extra time. You got to take the extra effort and do your best. You got to take the extra time, the extra effort, and do your best. And when you do your best, Francis, someone is going to sit down and say, why do she do what she do? Claudette, someone is going to sit down and say, why did she do what she did? And every one of you watching me tonight, when you take the extra effort to do your best, then somebody is going to wonder why you did what you did. Somebody's looking for me from September of last year, and they saw me today at the graduation, at the commencement exercises of Woodcock Primary, and they said to me, you blessed me in September. I just want to thank you. They could have ignored me. They could have just passed me by. But when you put your best into it, it leaves people saying, wow, why? Why do they do what they do? And when you've done it with the right heart and the right spirit, you want to go through the rest of this year and the rest of your life, leaving the why did they do what they do impression upon people. You want to go through the rest of the year leaving that kind of impression on people. Why did they do what they did? Why did they go to their way to help me? Why did they go to their way to come and pray with me? Why did they go to their way to drive all the way where I'm at? Why? Listen, I'm not out of words. I'm just out of time. I really feel. So, it doesn't take much time or effort to leave that kind of impression upon people. Why do you do what you do? And every day you can blow people's mind. Remember, and I don't know why, this is just staying with me, salt and light. No matter how much you are the salt today, no matter how much salt you use, you can never use up all the salt God give you. And even if you use up all the salt God give you, free of charge, he'll give you more salt to use. Even if you use all the light that God has given you, he'll give you more light to use. I'm talking about at least 7 of you watching me tonight to let you know that you have the power when you've done your best to leave people saying, why did they do what they did? What makes them do it? I do it because it makes me happy doing it. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Don't forget, hey, I'm headed to Florida. The last week in July, I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. June 30th is my birthday. July 3rd, I'm celebrating in my 7 a.m. morning glory service. Looking forward to it. Step out in faith. Do your best. When you do your best, you'll leave somebody saying, why? Some of you are going to call me and testify. Pastor, boy, I went out of my way and I did my best, and mega doors opened for me. Little effort. Don't take much. It doesn't take much. to do your best. Just a little, it's a little more effort and it'll accomplish it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Hey, I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. This has been your friend, Bishop-elect Edlin Scott. I love you, love you, love you. Enjoying our company, enjoying our conversation. Watch out for me this coming Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. for Morning Glory. I'm preaching on. Well, I got a funeral. I got a memorial on Friday. I got a funeral on Friday. I've got 2 funerals on Saturday. It is what it is. Love it though. Love it. Love it. Just takes a little effort, and I get it done. God bless you. Have a good day.